And welcome back, guys, to another part of Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, Lily sort of tricked us out into a proper date, or at least tricked us into getting her ice cream. But without further ado, we have met, I think his name is Hideaki and Akira, in, the vast amount of people that are within the city. But I don't know how big, they haven't really explained how big the city actually is in comparison. So let us get to it. Damn, he's sharp. Before I can say another word, though, he decides to take a stab at it himself. If I were to call it myself, your heart. Akira looks mildly curiously at me. Her interest piqued as well. That sure was a lucky guess. How did you... You show no missing limbs or deformities, so external disabilities are out. Considering the lack of any strange mannerisms, it is also unlikely that you've had any mental disability. But Yamaku doesn't take mental disabled students. I know. Leaving that aside, the only possibility left is that it's an internal disabilities. I didn't know which one you might bear, so I guessed correctly, as it turns out, and your reaction confirms my guess. More than a little bemused, I look at Akira. She grins and shrugs, obviously taking some enjoyment out of her partner's deductions. He's sharp, yes, but more than a little unsympathetic. Logical, but lacking in tact. His attitude reminds me of Shizune, in a way, as do his looks. May I ask if you are staring at me? Surely I am not that unusual a specimen. Does he not know how unusual he looks? I could overlook the spats and clothing as just being coincidental, but the ribbon in his hair really is too much. This is entirely besides the point, though. Sorry, you just remind me of someone. Akira gives him a sharp jab with his elbow. With her elbow, sorry. Told ya you're not that much different from her. He coughs into his hand and tries and maintains an upright and serious demeanor. I see, you've met my sister then. Perhaps my full name might help you. I'm Hideaki Hakamichi. You are probably thinking of my sister Shizune Hakamichi, not Hahamichi or whatever I just said. Oh, so he's Shizune's brother. Wait a minute, if Hideaki is the son of Akira's uncle and Shizune is his sister, then that means Lily and Shizune's fathers are brother-in-law? Therefore, Lily and Shizune are first cousins? Lily groans in an uncharacteristically unrestrained manner. The reaction earns an amusing smirk from her sister. The enmity between the two just took on another meaning. I had thought it was simply a matter of difficulty of communication between the two, but a family feud makes things much more complicated. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. She gives a half-hearted shrug. She must have given as much weight to the two conflicts as I do. Well, that's how it is. What are you two up to, anyway, on this fine day? We're shopping for Hanako's birthday present. The day will be coming up soon, so this is the last chance we'll have before school starts again for the week. Akira makes a strange face, as Lily had just said the sky wasn't blue and the clouds are not white. Isn't her birthday on the 10th next month? Yes. Why, is something wrong? Akira's face seems to collapse. It's an utterly unbefitting expression for someone so rowdy and headstrong. The folks didn't call you yet? As Lily shakes her head cluelessly, I look at Hideaki to see if he knows anything about this. A simple shrug is his only answer. For a moment, Akira ponders what to do before smiling once again. The fact that she can hide her emotions so quickly and effectively is unsettling. Hey, Shorty, sorry, but could you hang with Hisao for a while? He nods and waves her off, Akira placing an arm on Lily's shoulder as she guides her away and out of earshot. And so, I'm alone with Shorty. So, Nice weather, isn't it? It seems so. I guess they dumped us. Indeed. What a farcical attempt at small talk. I've got no idea how to talk to this guy, and his robotic responses aren't helping. Blood and a stone come to mind. Without another word, he begins to rock on his feet in an obvious gesture of boredom with this discussion. He really is like a little kid, despite his serious demeanor. Suspecting the conversation over, I decide to accomplish what I came here to do in the first place. I'm gonna go search for a present. Coming? Not much else to do. Sorry, I just needed to take a quick sip there. In a while, we come to a small shop beside a convenience store. For once, the store windows aren't filled with electronics and computer games, but dolls, stuffed bears, and all manners of wood-crafted oddities. Othello's Antiques? An antique store? Well, if there's anything in this town that suits Hanako, I guess it'd be here. I reach for the old-looking door handle, but pull back at the last minute, and I realize my companion's gone adrift. Not coming in? I'll just be in the newsstand for a while. Don't mind me. His voice makes it painfully clear he has zero interest in what is in the store, and doesn't feel obligated to follow me. As he wanders off without another word, I push the thick wooden door and enter the store. A bell above me rings out. The musty smell of old books and wooden shelves is distinctly anachronistic. Oh, Jesus, I haven't heard that word in a really long time, if at all. Jesus. I look at the counter beside the door. The graying man behind it sits there silently, reading a tattered book. He certainly fits the look of the place. Slowly wandering through the aisles, the person I'm reminded of as I inspect each handcrafted or important oddity, in turn, isn't Hanako. Crouching down, I examine the ancient oak desk inside the shop's window. At least 30 dolls, all varying wildly in size and make. The only similarity between them is the long Victorian dresses they wear. I turn the price tag of one that looks to be about waist height. It's not in my price bracket at all. I do the same for each of them, getting more and more depressed as they get smaller and smaller in size. That is, until I reach the very smallest one. It's affordable, just, yet the quality make, and with long auburn hair and a little blue dress. I decide that this is the kind of present Hanako would appreciate, pretty looking and far from gaudy. After I carefully pick it up, I decide to keep looking around the store. I'm not sure whether it's because I like the atmosphere or out of simple curiosity. Peeking around the corner before I go to the next aisle, I see that the shelves in this one are stocked with wooden toys, from toy cars to intricate automatons. Tucked behind a line of nutcrackers, I notice a little plain wooden box. It feels surprisingly light as I pick it up with my free hand. The lid only needs the smallest movement to pop open. The little metal drum inside begins to rotate immediately. For seconds on end, I simply stand there listening to the palm-sized melody. As it plays, I take the tiny price tag to my fingers and bring it to my face. The minuscule cursive writing takes some effort to read. It's affordable, sort of. Grimacing slightly, I close the lid and make my way to the counter with doll and music box in hand. When I lay the two on the counter, the man behind it sits up and takes stock of them. He doesn't hide very well his surprise at someone of my age buying them. It's painful, but I hand over the money for the two and leave the store with a small opaque bag in hand. Hideaki's being there takes me by surprise. Oh, hi. I thought you'd be at the newsstand. Akira gave me a call. She's waiting for us at the fountain with Lily. At least that solves the issue of trying to find them again. We head off back to the fountain. Hideaki, immaculate posture and presentation, despite his appearance, makes for a strange contrast even as we walk. Lily and Akira stand there waiting for us, their faces hard to read. Hey, you ready to go, Shorty? I don't know why I'm like, now that I know they're Scottish, I'm like giving Akira a proper Scottish accent, or trying to at least. I haven't like pegged a voice for Akira yet, and Hideaki too. I'm like, I don't know which voices to give them. Probably I should just give Hideaki more of a proper tone, so he sounds a little bit different than Hisao. But you guys seem to like the voices, so I'm gonna keep doing them. Hideaki's mood seems to improve as he rejoins her. See ya, Lily. Oh, what? See ya, Lily. Hisao, tell Hanako I said happy birthday. We will. Oh, sorry. We will. Bye. Goodbye, Akira. Well, she does not look happy. Oh, that's not good. I wonder what. I think. Did he say something about her parents calling? Or something along those lines? I can't remember. And I just read it. Jesus. And with that, the two disappear into the fracas of the afternoon city crowd. Turning to Lily, I notice she's carrying a small bag. It's now that I realize why her disposition felt different from before. While Lily typically the type to wear her emotions on her sleeve, her expression and tone are clouded and difficult to read. It's more than a little off-putting, but given the effort she's making to hide her emotions, I doubt she wants to be cornered on why she's feeling this way. Already bought Hanako a present? Yes, have you? Yeah. Shall we head back to the bus stop then? Okay, there should be a bus back to Mimaku pretty soon. And with that, we begin to walk. It feels strange compared to before. Lily's hands on my forearm feels unusually tense, and the whole atmosphere is extraordinarily awkward. The silence continues for a long while. I really don't like seeing her like this. Hanako's birthday party is going to have to be held earlier. Is the fourth going to be all right with you? That's an odd way of putting that. But anyway, I have no other possible obligations anyway, so I relaxively nod. Only afterwards do I remember that doing so is pointless, and quickly answer so by speech. She tries to collect herself, a task that looks almost pitiable in how plain it is to see how distant her thoughts are. Sorry, Hisao. You said the bus would be coming soon, right? That's right. But now that she says it, I have an idea. Actually, do you have anything to do later today? I don't believe so. Why do you ask? This is the point where I normally take your hand and rush you somewhere, but even without that, you'll have to trust me, okay? I take her hand and gently lead her on, her distant face replaced by one of mild surprise and curiosity. As the waitress sets the cups of tea and cup of coffee that I'd ordered onto the table, I thank her before she takes her leave. Truth be told, I really lucked out in finding this cafe. I didn't really know where I was going, rather I was just looking for any cafe that looked relatively nice. Having managed to recover a little, Lily tentatively sips at her cup as I take a long gulp of the coffee in front of me. As I hoped, her face lights up as she realizes what flavor it is. Ah, this is wonderful. Hisao, how did you know this was... I'd asked for French vanilla black tea, hedging my bets that it would be her favorite flavor, or at least one she liked. While I don't really know much about tea, it sounds like one she might appreciate. On the basis of her liking vanilla ice cream, a tea connoisseur, I am definitely not. It was a lucky guess. You really like tea, don't you? She puts her teacup down and gives a tiny nod, that familiar small smile thankfully perched on her face once again. Drinking tea is calming, I think. With the amount you drink, are you sure you're not addicted to it? Caffeine addiction's pretty common nowadays. Did I ever say I wasn't? She lets out a giggle as my head drops. We all have our vices, I suppose, and there are worse things to be addicted to. As I reach over and sip on my Coke Zero. I don't have a problem. It just tastes like Jesus juice. French vanilla black tea, huh? I'll have to remember that. For a while, we both slightly drink. It's comforting to have someone like her nearby in such new surroundings, even if it's just the two of us sitting in silence. I begin to wonder if this feeling is the same for her until she sets down her cup. Hisao, do you mind if I ask you a slightly odd question? That depends on the question, I guess. I was wondering, what's your favorite color is? Everyone has one, after all. I almost reply before realizing why the seemingly mundane question is actually quite strange. My favorite color? But she gives a pouting look, wanting me to answer anyway. While the answer seems unavoidably wasted on her, there isn't any harm in giving it. I've always had a thing for green. I'd say that's my favorite.
I see what you did there, video game. I see what you did there by labeling his color green on his name. I'm onto you, game.
Green, is it? What things do you think of when contemplating that color? I suppose grass fields and trees in summer. The army as well, with camouflage. Men always seem to like the military. But that sounds like a nice color. A very nice color. She nods her head a little, as if approving of the choice. Considering how foreign the concept of color is to her mind, labeling it by association seems reasonable enough. If everyone has a favorite color, then what's yours? White. I'm told that the color of snow and of ice cream. You know better than me then, if you only like the colors because of the favorite food. I guess white is nice too, though. And speaking of colors, it's going to be getting dark soon. Let me help you up. Lily offers her hand, which I take in mine and help lever her up from her seat at the table. Its softness compared to mine takes me off guard, as I'm really not used to such casual contact. It doesn't seem to bother her at all, though. While it seems obvious why, it feels like just one more ladylike aspect to her. As her hand moves to her pocket, I quickly cut her off. And don't worry, I'll pay for this. Oh, thank you, Hisao. She gives an earnest smile and a gesture, a reward much greater than that of her words. By the time we step off the bus, it's well and truly dark. Make our way up the hill in silence, both of us behaving a little awkwardly, probably because of the day's events. While I'm still concerned over Lily's withdrawn nature after meeting with her sister, the fact that I managed to cheer her up even slightly feels like a personal victory. But it feels like the air between us has changed. Maybe it's only a bit, but it's something I don't think either of us realized before. That was a date, wasn't it? It was. That doesn't elude either of us. The question answered being so self-evident, as if to be rhetorical. Awkward as it may be, I don't think this feeling is bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I don't know what it is. I certainly can't be sure, but it feels like something a little more than friendship. Understanding? Empathy? Searching for words to adequately describe it. Searching for words to adequately describe it is difficult. Nonetheless, would you like to do this again sometime, Lily? Without shopping for presents? The tentative question is met with the same look from Lily as before. Her pale skin makes the rosy tint of her cheeks just slightly more noticeable, and her face, though still pointed to the street ahead of her, lowers just a little. Okay. Ah. Alright, Hisao. We're on the path. Let's not screw this up. We can't screw this up, guys. I walk down the hall of the girls' dormitory, my school bag in hand. A doll lies inside, carefully placed on top of a small box. I've been carrying the box in there for a while now, still not sure of what to do with it. This whole situation, come to think of it, is bizarre. While I've known of Hanako's upcoming birthday party for a while now, I had no idea of exactly what the celebration would be until I found a single note left in the abandoned tea room earlier today. I hold it up and read it again, double-checking the instructions. The plain black handwriting. Headings fairly legible despite Lily's blindness, clearly thanks to considerable effort and care. Hasao, we'll be holding a party at my place. Please come at 6 o'clock to room 225 in the girls' dormitory. Sorry for notifying you this way, but I have class representative duties. Lily Satao. All right, and you know what? I think we'll go to that party tomorrow. So take care, guys, and stay frosty.